What's good, y'all? We turned a Shady Motel into 110 apartments, but it's not going well. Hey man, we on the road to 100K, okay? If you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, cause that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on my video. Now I like to react to videos like this. This is not normally the typical on my channel, but I like to do them anyways because I'm into real estate. I own a property, you know what I'm saying? And I like to just show people like me, you know what I'm saying, that come from where I come from, or people my age, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, people who can relate to me, different things out here in the world, you know what I'm saying. I like to show them that, you know what I'm saying, and kick game and give knowledge or whatnot, you know what I'm saying. Shouts out to Brian Trippy Real Estate. That's the channel this video is on. Come here, Precious. Come here. Let's see what it's in for though.
What's up, guys? We're in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Roll Tide. We got McFarland Boulevard, which is right there. We are in smack dab in the heart of Tuscaloosa, right here on the main drag.
So this is where Alabama.
This I would consider to
college,
be prime
D1
real estate.
University.
We're with Richard Henry again. It's part 3 of a series we're doing with Richard. Richard, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so this was the old Masters Inn motel. We bought this back parcel with about 110 rooms. I think the front parcel that we did not buy was about 32 rooms. And it was a sketchy, shady motel. They were in the process of losing their business.
So he said he bought the 110.
We bought this back parcel with about 110 rooms. Okay. I think the front parcel that we did not buy was about 32 rooms. And it was a sketchy, shady motel. They were in the process of losing their business license from the city. And a friend of mine was listing it for sale and called me. And, when we bought this probably 3 or 4 years ago, like workforce housing, affordable housing, all of that stuff was so hot button of a topic. We really wanted to try to offer a flexible product that, construction workers or travel nurses, or just people needing something affordable and flexible. They didn't want to do a 12-month lease necessarily. So we put all this together, and I bought it with some partners, 2 brothers, and we came in, had to completely rehab the motel, had to add sprinklers because we were switching from like a lodging use to an apartment use. So it had to be sprinkled, and just fixed everything up. We filled in where the old pool was and then went into the units, and we furnished some. A lot of them are unfurnished, but our plan is we would rent to you like a base 12-month lease was like $500 plus $100 in utilities, because the whole property is still master metered from the hotel for power, water, everything. So you could rent like $600 for 12 months, and then if you went 6 months, it was like another $100.
That's just probably like a fucking studio though.
So it'd be like $1,000 if you just wanted 1 month. So we thought that it was a great flexible product. We called it Flex Studio Apartments.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, we had a fair amount of travel nurses and different things wanting fully furnished, short term. But as time's gone on, I think the travel nurse market is slowed.
That's just tough, man. Is there really a market for there's definitely the market there. But Tuscaloosa, this is a college town, but that's not really where college students would be staying for. But then again, it's just a tough turning that motel to kind of like an apartment. It's not a lot of space, then you're aiming for like short-term rentals. It's just tough, man. It's just tough.
And we're not seeing that flexible use. Now what we're seeing a lot of is just unfurnished 12 months because we're an inexpensive option for a 1-bedroom.
Right.
But we can go inside and take a look.
At 500, bro,
they're still basically a motel room.
I think the thumbnail said it was 75% full. That's pretty good. But with that cheap of rent, Man, you should be 90%, bro.
We took out the old bathroom vanity and put in more of a kitchen sink style, but just has one. Again, the power all being master metered, all the electrical runs back to the main mechanical room. So it's not easy. There's not like an electrical service for each unit. So it's not easy to add power. So they don't have stoves in them. They do have a refrigerator and microwave,
you're
but
limited,
they don't have a
bro.
stove.
Gotcha.
So that is one knock on it, but it's 110 rooms or units. It's been real slow for us leasing them, but I think we're in the 80 range right now.
80%.
Yeah, or 80
That's
units.
still
So
good,
probably
though.
A little bit less than
That's
80%.
good.
So
Gotcha.
we're probably in the 75% range. But for us, we bought it at a good price. So break even was around 50% occupancy. So
What are some ideas, or what could you
Damn dog,
do? Do
y'all.
you have any ideas to maybe make it? Well, first of all, does Tuscaloosa allow? They
Looks
don't
like it's
allow
in good
Airbnb,
shape.
do they?
they do, but they
What'd he say?
heavily.
Tuscaloosa allow? They don't allow Airbnb, do they?
They do, but they heavily restrict it.
So they wouldn't even allow you to do that.
They would. We didn't really want to operate in that business because we're self-managing this.
Yeah, that'll just give you like, that'll get you on the Airbnb platform, but
So we wanted to make sure we were able to handle it.
My boyfriend and I have been
that'll
arguing
get you
because
on
he
there,
won't pay for
but I
YouTube
don't know.
Premium. But it's okay because I've just downloaded
That's not the type of
Okay.
what they're
I was just
aiming for.
So this is just a typical motel.
Yeah, I mean, it's the old motel room setup. They had 2 queens in it.
Man, I haven't been at a
we
motel in
came
a long
and,
time.
We switched this out. It just had like a sink, and we added some cabinets, microwaves. But the bathrooms are still pretty original. So this is
It's in
by no
great
means a
shape, bro.
fancy product, but that wasn't our target. Our target was for affordable.
So they've got some.
I like it, bro. I would. This my type of investment right here. You know what I'm saying? Just to run it as. I mean, you could kind of. It's kind of like, if I see why they're doing the short term rentals though, because it was a motel, But now you gave them the long term option, or up to a year. I like it.
Birmingham, I think they even have some down here, like extended stays.
That's right.
So that's kind of like the model.
Yeah, the weekly rental.
Mhm.
The difference there is you can just show up and pay with a credit card. So there's no credit, no background.
So you do
we
credit.
didn't do that. We run this. I mean, it's a traditional lease, traditional credit background. We run it like an apartment
so it's
complex, not a motel.
Is there any thoughts on kind of switching that model to try to get that occupancy rate up?
If we would have gone shorter term, but when we changed the zoning to be able to be allowed for longer term, we can't legally do anything under 30 days. Because then you go into that hotel. So you can only do one or the other in our zoning code. You can either be an apartment or you can be a hotel. You really can't be both.
And you didn't want to be in the hotel business?
Yeah, I didn't want to be in the hotel business. So, but our goal is when we get this thing to about 90%, we'll take it to market.
Hotel is running a hotel is a business. Apartments is not a hotel, bro. Apartments is more so of an investment. A hotel, you're gonna have to work that. You know what I'm saying? Like a business, bro. It's constantly has to be clean. You have employees on payroll. Like you constantly have to keep it booked.
We don't really want to be long-term operators here. We've been in it a couple of years, and it's fine. So we've been real restrictive of who we rent to because we've got to deal with it. But when we do get it filled up, we'll take it to market and sell it.
Now, we didn't really talk about this. So, guys, if you haven't watched parts 1 and part 2.
See, that's what you want to do, bro. You want to find something that's like 50% occupancy, bro. If you can get that shit up to 80, nigga, you could sell for way more, bro, because you're buying it based off of, you're not buying it off the potential value. You're buying it off what it's currently trading for, the current market value. Just because it's 110 doors, it's not currently selling 110 doors. I mean, and it was a motel. You know? So you know, if you turn that to an apartment and you get it 12 months leases, 80% occupancy, bro. 90%, man, you could sell that for fucking double, bro. And you done put it in better shape. That's that you're up, bro. You're up. Right? You could raise the rents. You're up.
With Richard, we kind of briefly in the interview part, which is part one, briefly kind of talked about what their business model is today. So Richard kind of talked me through, you are actively looking to sell parts of things that you buy if maybe it doesn't fit maybe your long-term approach.
Yeah, so I mean, for us, we analyze everything every year, like a return on equity, a cap rate, all this kind of stuff. And we may look at a property and go, we're not getting a very good return on equity. Well, we could run the debt up on it and borrow a bunch, but
Run the debt up and borrow a bunch.
7% right now, that's not as attractive to do. So we will look at something and go, hey, if we can get 10 years worth of cash flow out of selling it, or if it's a management nightmare, if we see big CapEx coming up in the future years, we will sell stuff. We 1031 exchange, but we do roll inventory, not normally real fast, but we will kind of slowly roll inventory over. And this, I've got some partners. It's operationally more involved than we like. So for me, I'd be happy to sell, and then we'll 1031 our half of the deal out into something else. And my partners are on the same page too.
So just going back to my old mobile home park days.
If y'all don't know what 1031 is, basically it's it's a government incentive. So whenever you sell a property, you can defer the taxes, which means you don't have to pay them immediately when you sell. If you roll the proceeds, you know, the earnings, the money, you know, into another property, you know, so it keeps you invested type. You know, you don't never touch the money. It goes to another property, to another deal, to make more money type shit. You know, you do have to pay them taxes. I've never done one, so I don't know exactly when and how that goes about. Like, at what point do you get hit with that tax bill? But because I've never done one personally, but that's what a 1031 exchange is. You're exchanging the property for another one, and you get to defer the taxes. You know, the government allows you to do that, and you can do it as many times as you want.
I know a lot about
you know, there's rules and regulations. So consult with an agent or a legal, someone who, you know, who's licensed. You know, I ain't licensed yet. I'm gonna get my license one day. You know, maybe if it makes sense. You know, I think it makes sense. You know, but
astrometers and things like that, which you just mentioned earlier.
So I just came from from working today, bro. I'm tired as hell. You know what I'm saying? I was working on my property. We wrapping it up, man. Well, we still got some things to do, but we getting there.
But I got into a situation.
I done took like 3 months off, bro. I've been grinding. I just moved into a new place, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's been my whole focus. But I just got back to the house for the first time in a minute today. And I painted, you know what I'm saying, down in the living room. I'm ready to bring that. I ain't gonna bring no update video until it's like we damn near about to put carpet in it, bro. You know, so but we finna get active over there, man.
Water, where the water was on one bill. I got the bill and I had to go and separately bill everybody else. Everything for you is just on one thing. There's no way to really meter individually. So what I experienced kind of like some abuses of the water and abuses because they're not having to be held accountable. Are you kind of seeing some of that? Some units
it hasn't been bad. There's not a mobile home. You can have a hose and you can wash cars. We capped every outside.
I'm sure that there's some way. My grandpa's a plumber. I wonder if I don't know. I'm sure there might be some type of device these days to where you can, cause you can go, but you would have to go to each, and you would have to find. It'd be too much work, bro. Too much money. It wouldn't be worth the investment. It wouldn't be worth it.
Hose bibs. There's no way to wash cars here.
And for us,
it wouldn't be worth trying to save. It's like Walmart and the self-checkout, but they just said Walmart getting rid of self-checkout. That's crazy.
Us up underneath the trailers, there's leaks, and we don't even own the trailers anymore, but we're having to be responsible for other people's
we
leaks.
Don't have as much of that exposure, and you can only do so much in 250 square feet, so it hadn't been as bad. I mean, the utilities are cheap. I mean,
that's like my living room.
There's no real way to
my apartment is like $550. The smallest shit. I need some more space, bro. After this, bro, I'm grinding. I'm coming for a house. Simple.
Yeah. So, I mean, the good or bad thing is there's only so much power capacity. Sure. If they pull too much power, they'll throw a breaker, and so there is some limit there.
Yeah.
And then the whole damn shit gonna be cut. That's tough. But I mean, this is what you live in, so
Yeah. What are some other challenges with this property besides getting it rented?
Yeah, I mean the challenge. I mean, most of it comes back to leasing, but I mean it's desirability. Our thesis is that people were more motivated to have something inexpensive and flexible, and what really people want, they're willing to pay a little bit more to have something nicer until you get into a bottom tier, and we're trying to stay out of that from a management standpoint.
Makes it harder to manage.
It should look like it's in good shape.
As you get into bigger properties, they get more complex, more things to spend money on. We've had to rewire units that we didn't know wiring was bad. We've just found underlying maintenance issues, but we believe in doing it right and making sure things are fixed right. So we've taken time to do that. So by the time we get done with it, we'll hopefully have worked all the bugs out of it for the next time.
Yeah, man, we got everything running right.
I think we're going to look at one more.
Well, you got everything running right, bro. It's worth doing things the right way, bro. And getting it done professional or whatever, bro, because it makes a difference. Some things you don't need to cut the corner on, bro. Some things you need to pay the extra money on, so that it can be done right and it could last long and it works how it's supposed to with no problems, no headaches. You ain't gotta keep coming back to it. You know what I'm saying? Because then you just end up paying more over time. Just go ahead, get it done the right way. You won't have no problems with it. Y'all let me know what y'all think though, man. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you want to hit that like button, subscribe button, and turn on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I'll get at y'all in the next one, and I'm gone. TYP tonight.